For me, it meant the world to me. Honestly, I've been acting since I was just a very young girl, and it hasn't been easy for me. I've kept pushing. I was determined. There was a lot of no's. There was a lot of uncertainties. A lot of times where I felt like maybe acting isn't for me, but there was always like some butterfly feelings in my stomach that told me, no, you got to keep doing. There's a bigger picture for you out there. And when I got Saved by the Bell, I said, oh my gosh, it connects all the dots. Now I'm able to represent for the Latina community in a way that sheds light on them in a very bright, beautiful, charismatic, powerful light. And it just means the world to me. It truly is something that I still can't wrap my head around. It's a very surreal feeling. And I could get very emotional thinking about it. Like, I know the show comes out tomorrow, and it's like I literally have to take deep breaths because this is huge. In so many ways, it's huge, and it means just a lot to me.
Igual, I share a lot of the same sentiments as my beautiful best friend on screen and someone that I've grown to love in my own personal life. The fact that we've both been persevering for such a long time, you know, to be in this business takes resilience. And I know both of us have shared the adversities that we face, not only as women in this industry and as actresses who've dealt with immense amount of rejection, but also as two Latinas that get to spearhead this show and really uplift our community, and be a voice for Latinx girls who may look different, but understand that they can be proud of their culture and proud of their ethnicity. So it's an honor. It really means the world. It still feels surreal. The fact that it's coming out tomorrow isn't something that I have fully fathomed yet, but it's a blessing. And both of us continuously thank God for allowing us to be able to be on a show of this stature and be able to share it together. Yes, I personally grew up watching reruns of the show on the weekends. So prior to auditioning for the show, I was very familiar, and it even took me a second to realize that this was the same show that I grew up on. So going into the audition, I knew what was at stake, and I knew how much I wanted to be a part of this show and this franchise. And to look back and now be a part of it is just a blessing. I never thought that I'd be here as a little kid. And even though the show's a little bit prior, me being born and a little bit before my time, I was always familiar with it growing up. So
I grew up in a single TV household, low income. So whatever my dad watched is like what we would watch. And it was either the History Channel, which sometimes would be pretty interesting, but most of the time extremely boring for kids, or Saved by the Bell. And on Saturdays when it did come out, when it did come on, he would watch it, and it would be like, yes, we're all watching it together. It was like a family thing, you know? And he swore he was Mario Lopez growing up. He had that very like long hair, little shagginess to him. But yeah, I did catch a few episodes, and prior to booking the audition, when I did get it, when I did get the audition, the role, I did brush up a little bit on the Saved by the Bell, and to see like just the tone of the show, refresh my memory a little bit more, and get familiar with the characters and what stories they mentioned, to see how similar and how different it was from the new reimagined version. I always say this, and I hope he doesn't kill me, but I feel like Mario Lopez is like my tío, you know, like when seriously, as soon as like I met him, there was a sense of feeling that I already knew this man prior to that initial first meet. I think it's just his charisma, his down-to-earth energy, and he was always very welcoming to us. So I felt like there was a connection that we shared, and he's like my tío, and he's very funny, and it's so good when we do have scenes together. We don't have many scenes, but when we do have those scenes on set, we were always joking around, laughing, pulling pranks and stuff. So it was a lot of fun.
yeah, it's been an honor. You know, it's a rare experience to grow up watching someone and then work alongside them as an actress. So the minute that I was able to be in my first scene with Mario, it was kind of a pinch me moment. It's been such a blessing to work alongside him. He's so kind and was always really welcoming. And he specifically is one of the OG cast members that I work with most because he plays my coach on the show. So we had a lot of moments on the football field of him and I throwing the ball around or, you know, making jokes towards each other. And I very much agree with Haskiri. He's very much a tío on set. He feels like family, and it's just been so much fun dancing in between scenes and laughing at, you know, viral videos and things like that. So it's been a blessing to work alongside him and share those moments on set. I have the honor of playing Alycia, and she is best friends with this beautiful woman sitting well, not alongside me, but sitting in the chat room next to me. Alycia is Daisy's best friend in the show. She's loyal and she's confident and she's outspoken and she really goes after what she wants at this school that she didn't originally think had a place for her. And I think it's really exciting to watch her flourish and really thrive in this space and take advantage of these resources that she wasn't originally given at her prior school. She's proud of where she comes from, but she's able to grow as a young adult and gain perspective at this new school, Bayside, and do it alongside her best friend, Daisy, which is, I think, a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, well, I play Daisy Jimenez, and she is this passionate, determined, motivated student. And when her school gets shut down, she's like really, really excited to go to Bayside because she loves school. She's very motivated in that sense, and she's excited to go because she knows that there's going to be a lot of resources for her that she didn't have originally at Douglas. But when she gets there, she realizes that there's a lot more underlining issues that she wasn't aware of, and she gets almost a sense of willpower to keep pushing because she wants to be class president, and no matter what gets in her way, she's gonna keep pursuing that and keep fighting for that, because it's not only for her. Daisy is very, when she makes choices and she thinks about what's her next move, there's a bigger picture to it all, and it's her Douglas friends and her mom and her younger brother. She's this pillar almost, and she fights for what's right, and she's a voice for everyone. And I think at Douglas, at Bayside, she really finds her voice. Yeah. I mean, for me, representation definitely matters, and the fact that I played Daisy and she's this very smart, ambitious student, you see Latinas in a different light in that sense, because I'm used to seeing Latinas on TV being, a cop drama, the down and out teen, and it's not always like that. We are passionate, we are determined, we're smart, we get things done. So to be able to play that, you kind of see that on TV, shining the light on Latinas very, very differently, and it means so much to me because I know how important it is to see the right of yourself, because it has so much effect on how you think of yourself and how you carry yourself throughout life. And I just can't be any more excited. I feel like that's really what is exciting. Like, I know the show is dropping, but being able to be a source of representation, to be able to look like, the girls that I grew up around, means the world to me.
It's an honor and a blessing to play an Afro-Latina. I think representation is imperative, but representation that is genuine and uplifting and celebratory is beyond important. And I think it's very much evident that for so long we've had to become accustomed to representation that perpetuates stereotypes rather than celebrating the multidimensional people that we are. So to be able to play a Latina on screen who is nuanced and has different facets of who she is and is very proud to be a part of the Latina community and proud to be Black, I think is powerful, especially because for so long we've had to get accustomed to not seeing ourselves on screen. So it's an honor and a blessing, and I pray that people feel really empowered by watching our show, and seeing these two Latinas really come into their own and do it proudly in a space of people that doesn't look like them. So it's an honor and a blessing, and I know it's something that Haskiri and I don't take lightly. And we hope that people enjoy the show, but especially Latinos. I hope that they see themselves and are empowered to go after whatever they please in life. So it's a blessing, and it's one of my favorite parts about being a part of the show.